Is Bitcoin about to drop? Guys, in this video, we're going to be jumping down into the technical analysis for BTC. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you'll be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out today. Okay then guys, let's get right into this. This is Bitcoin paired up with USDT. We're on the hourly chart to start with, and Binance is the data source. Now, because this is the hourly chart, the things I talk about on this hourly chart are most likely going to play out over a couple of days. I wouldn't normally expect them to take any longer than that, but they're also not instantaneous or something that's going to happen right away. Nothing like a 5-minute chart, right? We're on the hourly chart, so 24 candles here represent 1 day, so you know, we're talking roughly a couple of days or so. And what we've been doing here is we've been tracking this kind of ABC move going down a little bit lower. Okay, now this range, if I actually just go ahead and grab the measurement tool here for a second, just grab the fibs and just run it over, and this is showing us moving down to about 36,267, right? So right down at this bottom level. Now, this is just this larger ABC move, but we can get a little bit smarter by refining it with the latest moves inside our C wave, okay? And again, this is also currently tracking some kind of A, B, and C move, okay? Now, obviously, the B waves are unpredictable. We don't know if they've definitely come in or not. And it's also worth noting that the minimum requirements for this larger C wave could potentially have been met right up here at this low point of around 37,600. Okay, so although this is the most common and we would often look down for the 1-to-1 ratio, we should acknowledge that it's also possible that this is the area that we actually have bounced to. With that being said, though, following Elliott wave theory, we know that this is a pretty straight drop here. There aren't any serious amount of waves. And if we were to go down lower onto this particular segment, we'd probably say that this is a 5-wave move coming down into this range, meaning that we're looking for some kind of ABC structure going up. So as I kind of indicated yesterday, what we've got going on here is this kind of bounce upwards, okay? And this looks like it could go to about 40,000 before pulling back down. We obviously found quite a bit of resistance right up here as well. This is around 39,600. So again, those minimum requirements for a bounce like this have already been met. Okay, we have A, B, and C technically already met, but it is on the most commonly going to go to a 1-to-1 ratio at about $40,000. So we could look to push up a little bit further before pulling back down. So let me just remove that, and I will also, I'll actually just grab a horizontal ray and just line up our little low area down here. Then I'm going to get rid of that fib. Okay, cool. So what we're actually tracking here is in this kind of move right now, this being an A wave coming down, this being a B wave going up a little bit higher towards our $40,000, and then we should come back down again. Okay, now when we do that, and we also take the measurements here of our higher moves, let me just go ahead and grab, I think it's, find the right candle, must be this one. Okay, we move this over to that $40,000 range, that C wave high or that B wave high, and it shows us about 37,194. Okay, so we go ahead, we'll put this down here, and we can also see that this is now refining a little box inside our little area here. Okay, so basically what we're talking about is that we have this yellow box target between 36,000 and 37,500. And when we actually do the subwave counting on all the moves that are happening inside, we can actually see that this gets refined a little bit lower to the point where we could articulate that there's a low of about 36,200 to 37,100. So a slap bang in the middle of this box. Obviously, the higher that any B wave moves, it will adjust this a little bit. As per yesterday's video, was actually a little bit lower. We've got higher since then. So if we do push up a little bit higher, that is where we are likely to go. Now, of course, if the high has already come in, we should also understand that we might not be going down or going up any higher, and therefore we want to consider maybe that this is our high point, etc. So if that is the case, then we would have to adjust things ever so slightly. So we'll go ahead and we'll grab the fib. We'll run it from the top. We'll go ahead and put this on top of the recent high, and this would show us at about 36,600. So again, what I'll do here is I'll also just throw in another dotted line, okay, just another horizontal ray, and you can kind of see that we're still in this little yellow box area, right? So it might drop down a little bit lower, but we're right slap bang in this little zone. Okay, so for me, this is where I'm thinking Bitcoin is most probably going to start reversing. Okay, so we should start to see some kind of reversal to the upside inside this little yellow box area. Okay, anywhere between 36,000 and 37,000 is going to be the most probable zone for us. Okay, but anywhere between 36 and 37.5, this bigger box seems to be a good place to kind of be, thinking about what's going to happen to Bitcoin, and but also what's going to happen potentially to the altcoins, because when Bitcoin comes down here, we do expect the altcoins to bleed out, and when Bitcoin moves up, we do expect some recovery in those altcoins. Okay, so there's going to be some opportunities, but what we don't know is how high this is going to move afterwards. Okay, because what we've actually got going on is a slightly deeper corrective move, right? Still talking about $34,000. It hasn't really overly changed much. I'll just go ahead and do some sense checks here. Okay, if we grab hold of our larger play, okay, and we go ahead and move this, transpose it over to the top here. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here. Just want to make sure that we get this right on the money so we don't miss anything. Let me just go ahead and grab that. There we go. And I'll just go put that back there. Perfect. Okay, so as I pull this back down again, this actually then shows us right down here. It's ever so slightly adjusted, but not by much. If we just go ahead and put that right on the line here. Okay, it's 34,400. Okay, so I had this at 370, but it's actually 447. So let me go ahead and change that to 447. And we're okay. There we go. Okay, so essentially this is still a bigger play, right? So we're pulling back down. So we've had this bounce in the middle. Didn't go as high as we wanted it to. We break down from it. This is fine. We understand this. Basically, it's about 42,900. I was estimating 43 to 45. So a little bit shorter on what I was expecting. But again, B waves are so unpredictable. They are what they are. So we've had this bounce. Now we're pulling back down. But we don't pull back down in straight lines. It's going to be quite a choppy corrective move. If this is in fact an ABC structure, well, I'd expect ABC up and then more of another ABC coming down. So the bigger picture would look something like this, okay, as we head towards our $34,000 range, okay? So let's say we pull down into that $37,000 range, we'd have some kind of ABC bounce going up, and then we pull back down again. Okay, now what we'd like to do is have that as a significant bounce, and obviously we'd have to kind of marry up our expectations here. So let's hypothetically say it is 37,100. And we move this up to our origin position, so our top here. Let me just see if I can get that on the nose. There we go. Okay, and then I'll move this over, right? Our target should be 34,400, right? And therefore our B wave should move up to about 40,000 before we move on down, okay? But again, these are very unpredictable moves, so I would expect some kind of bounce from this low upwards, okay, but again, we won't really know where that's going to go until those waves come in, but I would expect a bounce of sorts, and then we would basically look at this high point being kind of the maximum threshold that we would consider, about 40k, and then pulling on down as we head towards $34,000. Now all of that is on a 1-to-1 ratio, as in we have this big A wave coming down, a B wave going up, and a C wave coming down to 34k. Okay, so for the most part, that is kind of the thing that we're looking at. We remove some of these, okay, and there's a lot of noise going on. I will remove that as well. But basically, over the next few weeks, we are talking about moving the price quite significantly. But for the immediate future, we are talking about coming down. We are looking for about 36 to 37.5. Once that is done, we should potentially move up, maybe up towards the $40 range, $40,000 range, and then we pulled to 34,447. This would actually then complete the move. That 34,447 basically sets us with another higher low over on these two. So basically we end up with this consistent higher low scenario getting set. So again, lots of things to kind of be thinking about across multiple different timelines. Okay, I know I'm showing you all of this on the hourly, but basically, we've got the things that are going to happen over the next couple of days over in this kind of spectrum, the 36 to 37.5. Then I think the bounce would happen over a couple of week period, and then we'd pull back down maybe a month or so later. So essentially, we've got quite a lot going on. None of this is going to be quick. It's not going to be over quickly. I mean, it can't really give you timing, but based on the performance of what we've seen so far, I would estimate that by the end of May we should be down at $34,000. Approximately, and then we can kind of crack on with summer, June, July, August actually being relatively good months, and really taking it from there to see what kind of happens next. Because once we get to the bottom of this correction, I would expect some kind of larger surge upwards for BTC and those altcoins as well. So yeah, guys, that's my brief TA update here on BTC. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.